Do you feel like no matter how much time you spend studying English, you're not making any real progress? Well, I've got great news for you. It's not about studying harder, it's about studying smarter. In this video, I'll reveal the secret to better English, the steps you need to follow, and how to finally start seeing results. So if you're ready to transform the way you learn English, keep watching and let's get started. So here it is. The secret to better English is consistency combined with active learning. But what do we actually mean by that? Consistency is about having daily habits that build progress over time. This means doing the same thing again and again and again and again. If you do this, you will eventually start to see results. Consistency is so important when you're learning a language because it helps to keep everything fresh in your mind and makes sure that all those words and grammar that you learn are ready at the forefront of your mind when you need to use them. So that's the first step, consistency. Active learning means engaging with the language by speaking and writing and then reflecting on your mistakes in order to get better. It doesn't mean simply passively watching a video or reading a book and not actually engaging with the language. If you're learning actively, you're taking what you hear and read and using it to produce the language in speaking and writing. Now let's talk about why this works. Firstly, consistency is key. Learning a language is like going to the gym. Regular small efforts bring greater success and more progress than occasional big efforts. If you go to the gym for 20 minutes a few times a week, you're going to see much better progress and results than if you go once a month for an hour or two. It's the same with learning a language. If you can do 10, 15, 20 minutes a day, then that's going to build up over time and you will start to see your confidence grow and your ability in the language improve. Active learning is important because it engages your brain more deeply, helping you to retain and then use what you're learning. So you can see how if you combine consistency with active learning, you're going to make much better progress in English overall. Now I'm going to give you actionable tips that can help you put into practice consistency and active learning to help you improve your English. Tip number 1 is to set a realistic goal. Realistic means that it's something you can actually fit into your daily life. Think about your work, family, and social commitments, and then decide what you can actually do each day or each week to learn and practice English. Here are some examples of some goals you might set. I will speak for 10 minutes every day, recording myself on my phone. I will read one chapter of an English book at the end of every day. I will watch one film in English every week and write down 5 new words that I learn. I will spend 20 minutes a day using my language learning app to review and practice vocabulary. Now, these might seem like small steps, but if you do them regularly and you stick to your goals, this is where you will build the consistency. If you find it hard to stick to goals and stay consistent, I recommend using a calendar or diary, and then each day or each week that you complete your goal, you can tick this off so that you can actually see the progress you're making and hold yourself accountable to those goals. So after this video, set yourself some goals, get a calendar or diary, and start tracking them today. Tip number 2 is to use the shadowing technique to improve your fluency and pronunciation. Shadowing is where you listen to someone speaking and you repeat what they say as they say it. It's a little bit different to listening, pausing the audio and then repeating. The aim is that you're trying to speak at the same time or just a little bit later than the speaker. The reason this is effective is because it helps you to imitate pronunciation and improve your own fluency and confidence. If you can commit to doing some shadowing practice every single day, you will really start to see results very soon. If you're looking for some videos to practice shadowing with, I will link some down in the description below this, which you can watch after this video. Tip number 3 is to keep a language journal to track your progress and keep a record of what you learn. It can also be a great place to keep a vocabulary list. Every time you learn a new word, write it in your journal with an example sentence, and then you can go back to your journal every week, every month, and review all the words you've learnt. Keeping a language journal is a great way to reflect on what you've learnt so far and actually see your progress. After 1 year of keeping a journal, writing down everything that you learn and all the vocabulary that you acquire, you'll actually see that you have learnt quite a lot of English in that time, even if it doesn't feel that way. It's also a good place to keep track of your mistakes. If you know that there's certain grammar or vocabulary mistakes you often make, write them in your journal as a reminder to review these regularly. Tip number 4 is to find a language partner or teacher to practice speaking with. The best way to improve your speaking fluency and confidence is to actually practice every day. You can find language partners in apps and online communities, or you can find an English teacher on English teaching platforms like Preply. If speaking is your main goal, make sure that you use those sessions to work on conversation skills to improve your fluency and confidence. If you're speaking to someone who has a high level of English or is a native speaker, you can ask them to help you with any grammatical or pronunciation mistakes that you make. If you get feedback from another person on your speaking, this is going to help you improve more quickly because you'll know what mistakes you're making and exactly where to improve. So if you haven't already got a speaking partner or English teacher, then I really recommend finding one as soon as possible to practice speaking as much as you can. Tip number 5 is to immerse yourself in English and make it part of your daily life. This could be changing the language in your phone or laptop or TV to English. It could be only listening to English music or only watching English TV series and films. You could get post-it notes and label things around your house like table, microwave, fridge, so that when you're going around your house throughout the day, you have those little reminders of English vocabulary. You can also try to start thinking in English. Maybe when you're doing a specific activity, such as exercising, you can think about your day in English. What did you do that day? I woke up at 7 a.m. I made breakfast. I went to work. There was a lot of traffic. I spoke to some friends at work. Think about your day in English. Make some sentences. What would you actually say if you were having a conversation with someone else? This is a really great way to practice if you don't actually have another person to speak to. Why not speak to yourself? It really does work. Now you can see that all of these tips combine consistency with active learning. We're doing little bits of English practice every single day, and we are engaging actively with the language by making sentences, writing things down, and reflecting on our mistakes. If you can combine all 5 of these tips, then I guarantee you will see results much, much faster in your English language learning journey. Now remember, you don't need to be perfect, you just need to keep going. It's absolutely fine to make mistakes. In fact, it's important that you give yourself a chance to make these mistakes and learn and reflect so you can improve for next time. So your aim should not be perfection, your aim should be consistency and active learning, and that is the secret to better English. So I challenge you to start today. Leave me a comment down below and tell me one small actionable step that you will take today to improve your English. Now, if you're ready to get started right now with actively learning English, then why not check out this video on shadowing right here?